Hi, Kristi. Thank you for joining us today. We will be
Thank you.
we will be doing a short interview. The first question is, would you please tell us more about who you are and your personal touching story?
I've been studying and practicing meditation and the healing arts for probably 30 years now. When I was still a teenager, my mom took me to a meditation weekend, and I can't remember now what prompted her to do that. If I was already interested in spirituality, which I may have been, because I had spiritual experiences going back to childhood. When it really started to become a practice for me was, at the time I went to this meditation weekend with my mom, and so we did a 3-day weekend learning a form of guided meditation, which felt like a really nice entry into the world of meditation because with guided visualization, it gives your mind something to do. So it was a really beautiful, creative way to start on this path. And from there, I continued for years practicing meditation and then met a Reiki master who I just felt a really deep heart connection with and ended up receiving Reiki healing sessions from her for a couple years and did really deep work for myself at that time, and it felt like a real blossoming into more of who I am. And so I was so touched by this work. Once she started offering classes, I took her training and became a Reiki master. And that's when I started offering sessions. And from there, the whole world of personal growth through spiritual practices and intuition and meditation, of course, still just continued to open up for me. So I did sound healing training, I've done grief recovery training, I've studied multiple breathwork modalities, which has been a real deep passion in my life, breathwork, and studied intuition, animal communication, really anything that sparked me in the moment. I just trusted my intuition and followed that path. So I've ended up years later with a pretty big basket full of spiritual tools and practices and ways to both guide myself and guide the people that I work with.
You mentioned your educational and training background, but you also talked about having this big basket of unique qualities. So I'd like to know what makes you unique that sets you apart from the rest.
I think what makes me unique in a way is what makes everyone unique. We are each of us a divine spark of light emanating from the one. And with that, we come with all our own life experiences, challenges, things that we've moved through, plus the unique gifts I think we all have multiple unique gifts, but I think through our life experience, we get called to develop certain gifts over others. So maybe there would be multiple possibilities of what we could bring forth to share from ourselves. But life, our family, our experiences, where we go to school, that all shapes us. And so that also creates pathways for for us to choose to walk forward on or not walk forward on. So I think that that's part of what I like to help people find in the work I do with them is what really lights up their heart, what sparks them forward, and what path do they feel passionate about developing as they walk forward in life.
What are the most common conditions you experience from your clients?
I tend to work with people who are highly sensitive. So I'm highly sensitive, and it's been a big journey for me to see that as a gift. And I've found throughout my practice that people that come to me tend to also have this trait of high sensitivity. So within that, people can be working on many different themes in life. So it could be moving through the end of a relationship or the beginning of a relationship or manifesting a new job or more money or even more joy. Sometimes it's just inner states that people want to work in. But the umbrella that seems to encompass a lot of what I do is people learning to see the benefits and gifts of being highly sensitive, to embrace it as something that is not a problem, but actually something that gives them a really deep sensitivity, not just to the harsh things in life that can make the world feel, it's not the word I'm looking for, but more challenging, and see sensitivity as something that really makes the world so much more beautiful. These sensitivities bring out the ability to see more beauty, more color, to experience more taste, to receive more from the sensation of touch. So when you learn to dive into your senses and appreciate the multi-layered aspects of what sensitivity can bring out, then it becomes just like a, a blossoming flower to learn how to move through life with sensitivity and increase joy and more embodiment, being able to, instead of go out of the body, come into the body and really feel safe to feel.
You did mention sensitivities, and I would like to know what, based on that, what can your clients expect from you?
As I mentioned, I do really custom create the mentorships that I do with clients that I work with. So it's always a conversation. I work with mostly right now, probably breath work, and then also weave in intuitive guidance and energy healing and coaching. But I find breath work to be so powerful and so transformational because it's not something that you rely on for a practitioner to do for you. It's something you're participating in. And there's multiple ways to use breath work to work with whatever is happening in your body. So I love to teach people tools with the breath for regulating the nervous system. So that can be, an overactive nervous system when you feel really stressed or you can't sleep. There's breath practices for that. If the nervous system is depressed, you may need breath practices to bring your energy up. So we can work with that as well. And of course, these are flow states that shift throughout the day or depending on what's happening. So it might not be, oh, this person just needs calming practices. You're going to have multiple tools to work with, no matter what's happening in your day. So if you're about to step out of your car and go in for a job interview, you may want a real balancing breath practice. You don't want to get super relaxed because you still want to have the energy and vitality and quick-mindedness to answer questions and be engaged in everything you're doing, but you don't want to be so far into the activation of your nervous system that you go into a little brain fog or uh, can't quite calm yourself enough to really access the best parts of yourself that you want to bring forward.
Now, you did talk about breath work as one of the tools, but I would also like if you could share two more tips or processes that you take your clients through.
So I had mentioned about the nervous system getting really activated. So stress, anxiety. I think this is one in the modern lifestyle that we all feel, right? Uh, and so we can all relate to feeling the need for some practices that calm the nervous system. So there's a couple that I love. One is a coherence breath. So you can spend about 3 minutes doing this breath, and it will absolutely shift the state of your nervous system. It will calm you down. It will put you in resonance with your heart. It gives you more access to clear thinking. And I know that's something that I am always looking for. So the coherence breath is to a count of 5. So we're going to inhale for 5 and exhale for 5, and it's through the nose. So let's just do a few together right now. Okay, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. A couple on your own. Good. So just take a moment and notice if there's a shift in your body. Another great practice is just bringing your attention down into the body. So after a few breaths, it can be a lot easier to do that. See if you're breathing a little bit deeper, if you can feel your breath a little bit more. Maybe your heart has calmed a bit. You might even notice that you have more awareness of the temperature in the room. Sometimes we breathe so shallow and can easily get disconnected from our bodies so that we're really not even aware of the sensations that are around us. So just becoming aware of the body and the sensations in the room, the temperature, the depth of the breath can also be very centering and bring you into the present moment. And there's another little tool that I love that's separate from the breath, but it's very calming to the nervous system. And it's self touch. It's very simple and takes the amount of time to pour yourself a glass of water. So even if you're super busy, this is something you can do. And it's just like giving yourself a hug. So squeezing your arms, feeling your hands on your body, and really giving yourself a nice solid squeeze, pulling yourself like if you were really hugging someone that you just love so much, and then squeezing with your hands. And if it feels good, you can even bring your hands down to your thighs and give them like really solid squeeze. And this is so calming to the nervous system. And it's a beautiful way to just take a moment to connect in with yourself and remind yourself that you're the one who's with you every single day, all day for your whole life. And so it's very important to connect with yourself and give yourself a lot of nurturing and love.
What brought you to Miracles Directory?
Ah, well, what brought me to the Miracles Directory is the amazing, beautiful Lynn. She was actually introduced to me through a friend, and Lynn is an incredible guide, intuitive, and I was looking for intuitive advice at the time for myself and connected with her. And she is just the kind of person that you fall in love with from the moment you meet, whether it's in person or on the phone or online like this. So I felt instantly connected with her, and it's really a blessing to know her.
So, for our next question, we have what makes you believe that Miracles Directory is making a difference?
Well, I think Miracles Directory is making a difference because it's been very intentionally created, and it's a very complete space where people can look for practitioners that really are offering exactly what they're looking for. And with the different ways to connect with practitioners through their page, through their video, through the articles they write, it really gives people a sense of what each person is offering, their energy, their tools, their gifts. And so it makes it much easier, I think, for people to find someone who is aligned with what they're hoping to receive and bring out in themselves.
In what way can you positively impact the Miracles Directory clients?
Well, I hope that my presence here is a light, and that through the articles I share, through the practices I offer, that people are able to implement tools immediately into their life, for growth, for transformation, to bring more joy and heart connection.
What is your commitment message to everyone?
My commitment message is to stay anchored in the divine channel of light, and to share that light with everyone I work with, and to really be a message of abundance and joy, and that life can really be beautiful.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.